Hi guys, it's Andy Lehman here from freedomskillsacademy.com again. Just with that quick question again, do you want more freedom? Now if the answer is yes, then that's what we're going to talk about today. We want to talk about freedom skills and developing a freedom business. Now one of the most important things that I think for today is that we are now living in the new economy. We are living in a world where we can work from basically anywhere in the world and make money. Now the downside is that a lot of people still do not realize this, and they get themselves trapped into a situation where they have to go and exchange their time for hours, their hours for money, and they have to go and spend most of their day in a location dependent job. Now we don't need to do that today. We do not need to do that, as we have the technology. We have the technology not just in laptops, but we have tablets. We have these incredible handheld computers. I mean, if you ever watch Star Trek, if you watch DS9 or anything like that, they had these little handheld sort of computers, they were supposed to be set in like the 23rd or 24th century or something ridiculous like that. We now have them at our fingertips. With that phone and with my tablet, with this thing here, I can actually access my email accounts, my email services. I can access my websites, my dashboards inside WordPress, inside the hosting. I can do things as long as I've got an internet connection. I can work on things. And so today I want to talk about freedom skills and freedom business, and that basically means that well, let's have a look at it this way. There's 6 points which I think make a brilliant freedom business and a set of freedom skills I think that most people who wants to have more freedom should develop and should look at and should consider. And that is, a freedom skills set or freedom business is something that allows you to earn money from wherever you are in the world. Okay, you can take this business wherever you want in the world, this set of skill sets, and you can make money, and you're not reliant on being location dependent. You do not need clients in the area. You do not need a local audience. You do not need to work in a specific location itself, like a workshop or a shop or a office. It's something that you can take in the world, anywhere in the world, and you can earn money from people on the other side of the planet if need be. The number 2 is that you can charge a premium price for the work that you do. So, for example, you can work in a shop and get paid, I don't know what the minimum wage is around the world, but here in the UK, I think it's somewhere around £9. So you'll get paid £9 an hour for doing the work. However, there are certain jobs where you can spend a day doing the work and then earn £1,000, possibly more, depending on what it is. You can spend a couple of hours building a website for a business. If you've got specific templates and you know what they want, you could probably knock out a WordPress website in, let's say, 4 hours and probably get paid £500 to £1,000 for the privilege. Again, there are reasons why you can get paid more, but to have a freedom skill or a freedom business is where you choose a way to make money, where you get paid a premium price for what you do. Not necessarily just to make more money, but also means that you get more freedom. So, for example, you do your 4 hours building the website, you charge somebody £500, $500 for it. If you want, you can take the rest of the week off. That's the joy of having a premium priced or a premium skill set, business set, is that you can either try and make more money and build yourself a fuck off fund, as we like to call it, build yourself a rainy day fund, work hard, build more, get the money, enjoy the money, have weeks off later on in the year, or you could just do one job a week and have the rest of the week off. It's entirely up to you, but either way you are getting paid a premium price for the work that you do. So that's point number 2. So number 3 is that the work itself requires less time to be done. Like I've just said with the idea of the website, if you could build a website within, say, 4 hours, get paid at least a week's wages for it, then you've got technically another 36 hours to go for the rest of the week. Whereas you would be working a 40-hour work week, if you're doing 5 days a week, you're probably doing the hours between sort of 9 till 5 or probably 8 till 5, because you often have your dinner break isn't included. So you could be there from 8 till 5 working 5 days a week to get your £500. Sometimes it's a lot less, depending on what your job is. So you could be doing that for 40 hours, whereas if you did it for 4 hours, you got paid £500. You've earned your week's money in less time. Okay, and you get that with a freedom skill and a freedom business. That is something that you should consider developing. And there are some businesses and industries where you can earn a hell of a lot more for less. And there's some way you can basically just set it all up and leave it to be done automated. But that is for a video another day. So that's number 3. Number 4 is it's very easy to do it. And when I mean that, what I mean by that is that it's not reliant on a lot of physical graft. Now, I don't know if you know much about me. I've said it many times, but I used to work in the building industry, and a lot of the work that I used to do, I used to make doors, windows, I used to build roofs, I used to do all sorts of fit windows, fit doors, lots of joinery, all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of work involved and a lot of physical hard graft. If I was to hang a fire door, a half-hour fire door was in fact very heavy. Those things were incredibly heavy, and you'd have to take them off the back of the lorry when they've been delivered. You'd have to carry them upstairs if you was working in a block of flats or offices, and then you'd have to get your tools out. And there was so much physical work. Now with a website, for example, it's work. It can be mentally taxing, it can be mentally exhausting depending on how much you've got to do, but the work itself is actually very simple. It's a lot of point, click, click. If you're using WordPress, if you are doing coding, then it's a lot more typing. Writing, for example, that is the other thing that I do. I do a lot of writing, I do a lot of website work. Again, it's just based on sort of point, click, and tapping with my fingers on the laptop. It's not physical work, it's not hard work. I'm not outside in the rain, I'm not outside in the cold and the snow. I'm basically sat in a comfortable chair or I'm standing up. It's simple compared to other jobs. So that's the next point. What was that? Point 4 for the your freedom skills or your freedom business. So basically, let's just recap. We'll do a recap in a minute. Number 5, if you are to develop a freedom skill or freedom business, ideally you want all 6 of these. If you can get 4 or 5, that's even better, because sometimes you may prefer not to do something in the digital domain. But number 5 is that it requires as little equipment as possible. Now, another great example of this is going back to me spending years as a carpenter working in the building industry, is that for me to earn money, I had to have several toolboxes of hand tools. Then there was all my electrical tools, so I had like electrical planer, I had a router, I had a biscuit cutter, there were several drills, battery drills, power drills, circular saw. Then when I had the workshop, I had table saws and big electric planers. I had to have loads of cramps for cramping wood together for certain things. Then there was all the glues and all the paints and everything else. And then to transport a lot of this stuff to jobs I was working on, I would need a van. I needed a van with a roof rack. I needed a lot of equipment. Whereas today, now as a writer, I just basically need a laptop. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could actually probably just do it on my tablet. There are small keyboards that you can attach to your tablet with and your mobile phone with Bluetooth. In fact, I have one here. So that attaches to my laptop and my tablet through Bluetooth, and it can actually attach through my phone. Now, it is actually possible to be a writer using nothing more than this, okay? So thanks to modern technology, with the fact that we have the access to speech-to-text software, and we have the ability to type on a smartphone with your fingers and thumbs. We have Google Docs, which means that you can send it around the world and sync. We also have access to transcription services like rev.com. So that basically means that you can actually speak into your phone, and it will either transcribe your text, your voice into text right in front of you using Google Docs or certain apps, or you just record an audio file and send it off to rev.com. So it is actually possible to become a writer using a mobile phone. If you're going to start formatting websites with images, then it's probably best using a tablet. I would say a laptop, that's what I use, but that's basically all the equipment I have now. Excuse me. So I have laptop monitor, Obviously microphone for podcasts and for lights if you're going to do that. You don't have to do that, but that's just extras. But yeah, so basically I've taken a whole workshop and a whole van full of equipment and extras and condensed it down into a way of making money using nothing more than just a bag full of tools. A small bag full of tools, basically they'll all fit into my laptop bag and I can take it anywhere in the world. Another prime example would be, say, like a coffee shop. A coffee shop would need, obviously, location dependent. You've got your building, then you're going to have to need the tables and chairs. You're going to need all your crockery, so your cups, your plates and saucers. Then there's all your cutlery for knives and forks and spoons if you're going to serve drinks and food. Then you want your counters. You've got your shelving for putting all your ingredients, your fridges, your cookers. There's so much that you're going to need in a coffee shop that you're going to need a lot of equipment, which is costly. When you have a freedom skill set or a freedom skill business, a freedom business, then you minimize everything to its lowest denominator. So, for example, as I said, a writer, you just need a laptop. Simple as that. And you can take it around the world and you can work for customers on the other side of the world. That's how wonderful it is. Okay, so the final point for the freedom skill set, freedom business, is that it requires very little financial investment. In fact, I've missed one off here. Actually, there's an extra one. Not only does it require very little financial investment, an ideal business, freedom business or freedom skill set is that you would also require less or little training. Now, that isn't necessarily essential, but basically, let's cover these 2 points together. You want to do something, like I say, with a writer, you can pick up a laptop, you can actually start writing today. You can go to Fiverr.com, you can go to Upwork.com, you can go and find customers today. You might have to start off quite cheap and build up a business, get used to it. Yes, you need to be able to write well to get high paying clients, but the more you do, the better you get. So you start off low, but you could actually start today using just your laptop or your tablet. WordPress, working with websites, you do need to learn something, but you don't need to use HTML coding, so you can learn that. You can learn that through quite a lot of YouTube videos. We have a course on the freedomskillsacademy.com where you will be able to learn about WordPress and building websites for companies where you can charge £500 for, say, 4 hours work. We have a course for that. We also have we will be able to teach you how to make money using email, which is another ultimate freedom skill, freedom business you can take anywhere in the world using simply your laptop and email servers. Again, it's just basically writing emails. Everything's shown in the course, but I mean, that's over at freedomskillsacademy.com. But again, they don't take long to learn, so there's minimal investment. Obviously, you might have to pay to learn some skill sets, but then also it may take a few weeks to learn the basic information. But you are not going to college for the next 3 or 4 years, or you're not spending the next 3-4 years in university having to really work hard, getting yourself into debt, only to find out that when you leave college, university, that you can't find a job. There are people who are saying you're either too qualified for this, or they're saying you haven't got enough experience. And then the jobs that you want are probably going to be office bound or location dependent, and then you might not be able to transfer them across the other side of the world very easily, depending on your qualifications or your skill set, or whether there's a demand for it. But with these kind of freedom skills or freedom businesses, is that you take control and that you are able to take them and make money from anywhere at a time that suits you. And like I say, it's one of those things that you're in control. You can take it anywhere, and it is something that I think most people should focus on building, because it gives you your time back. I mean, like yesterday, while I was in the office, I was working, I was writing, I had to pop out somewhere. I could do it when I needed to. I didn't need to have to go and ask a boss, and I didn't have so many days that I couldn't go because I had used up all my days or anything like that. I just went. So I had the freedom to go and do what I needed to do as and when I needed to do it. Okay, so a freedom skill set and a freedom business is something that, let's just go over these points again, that they are, freedom skill set, freedom business is something that you can take anywhere in the world and isn't location dependent. That means you can earn money from anywhere in the world, and you do not need to have clients in that location or an audience in that location or a property in that location. It basically means you can earn money from wherever you are, and the clients could be somewhere else. So in the digital age, you can be a writer living in the middle of Alaska, and you could be writing for people in Australia. The work that you do means that you can charge a premium price for it. So you basically develop skill sets in an industry which you'll obviously enjoy. You've got to be able to enjoy what you do, otherwise there's no point doing it. Unless, of course, the freedom is the ultimate motivator, then it's probably better to do 4 hours of something that you hate as opposed to 40 hours that you hate. So if you could do 4 hours, earn enough for a week or a month, then it's a good sacrifice. It's far better than doing a full week or 4 weeks of something that you really, really dislike. So the idea is that you develop a skill set within an industry where you can get paid a premium for doing what you do. So would you rather get paid £100 per hour, $100 per hour, than get paid, I say, $100, £100 for a full day? So you basically, the freedom skill set or the freedom business is something where you get paid a premium for your efforts. The work itself requires less time to do, again, so that's hand in hand with the premium price. So basically, you don't want something that is really hard to do, you want something that is simple and easy for you to do, which you can charge a premium price for. That is where you get a lot of your freedom from. So basically, as I say, someone pays you couple $100, couple £100 to write a series of emails for them. You can do it within a couple of hours, sat at home on your computer, listening to music with a big mug of tea. It's not hard to do. You get paid a premium for it. It's easy to do. It takes little time. We talked about that. It requires little equipment as possible. So obviously you need to find something that is going to require little equipment. You don't want a huge joinery workshop full of tools. You don't want a van full of tools. You don't want a cafe or a hairdresser or a shop full of products, because basically the more stuff you have, and then if you can't charge a premium price for it, then basically you're getting a small profit from each piece. It's a cup of coffee can make like 20p, 20 cents, something ridiculous. You need to sell a load of that to make your money back, and a lot of the money goes into all the equipment that you need. With writing, no, you don't need that. So it requires little equipment as possible, and it requires very little financial investment and learning. So basically you don't want to spend all your years learning something only to find out that you can only charge £10, £15 an hour for it, and you don't want to spend like 20 grand learning something that is only going to be 15 to 20 grand. Ideally, you want to spend something, if you have to spend a couple £100 or £500 or even £1,000 to learn something, that once you get started within that week once you've mastered it, if it takes like a fortnight to learn and you spent £1,000, after that fortnight's over, then you can start charging £200, £300 or £500 per project per hour. Then you get your money back. That is a set of freedom skills, and that is the freedom business. So again, if you want to learn more about freedom skills or freedom businesses, we've got certain courses over at the freedomskillsacademy.com, where we'll be able to teach you how to build websites using WordPress, and you can charge more for it. There's other things that we teach over there. There's email freedom. We talk about how you can make money using email. Also, if you're interested, you can get a copy of my book, The Life Bible, How to Succeed When the Odds Are Stacked Against You. This is full of lots of fantastic, I'd like to say, freedom information on how to get a better life free. This is free. This is a physical book. You can get it free. All you have to do is pay postage and packaging. And you can get that if you go to the freedomskillsacademy.com/The Life Bible. And that's dashes between the Life Bible. So the-life-bible. Horizontal dashes. So I was going to leave that with you. I hope this video has been useful. And like I say, if you want more freedom and you want more money, then you really should consider starting a freedom business and developing a set of freedom skills which you can take anywhere in the world. You can charge premium prices for the work that you do. The work that you do is easy, takes little time, and the freedom skills that you need do not require a lot of upfront investment, a lot of equipment, or a lot of training. So sit down, spend some time, think about what it is you'd like to do, what it is you want in life, because freedom is ultimately the most important part of being alive. Being alive is a gift. Being human is a blessing, and we need to enjoy what we do on this beautiful planet. So if you need more freedom, pop over to the freedomskillsacademy.com, see what we've got. If not, Email us with any feedbacks. Get in touch with myself and John. And I'd just like to say thank you for watching this video. I'm Andy Lehman, and again, I'll speak to you in the next video. Cheers, thanks. Bye-bye.